Hi and welcome to a MyFitnessPal tutorial part 2, which is how to track what you're eating so that you can work towards making sure that you're hitting those calories and those macro goals. So if you go ahead and open the app, I'm going to show you 3 different ways for you to track your calories and to work that food diary. So along the bottom you'll see dashboard, diary, newsfeed. We want to be on the diary section. So just go ahead and hit diary. Now there's 3 ways that you can enter your food. One, you can track every single individual item and load that up. That's what we're going to do first. Secondly, you can load a saved meal. So once we've loaded all of those individual items, we're going to click save meal if it's something that we eat often. By doing that, we can just load it into the next day's menu without having to put individual things in. And the third way is that you can copy a meal from a previous day. So whilst we like to think that we are interesting, more often than not, we probably only eat a handful of meals on a regular basis. So saving those meals is going to save you a lot of time. So we're going to start backwards with that, and we're going to go into the dinner section first. So if you scroll down to dinner, I'm going to click add food. At the top you'll see all my meals, recipes and foods. Now you've got a couple of options here. You can search or you can scan a barcode, which is really easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click here with my chicken. I'm going to click on scan barcode and I'm going to go over and scan that chicken, and you can see that it's brought up tender chicken breasts from Asda, and it's given me a serving size of 100 grams. All you need to do is, if you look on the pack and it says weight is 350 grams, then I know that my serving size is about 175. So all I'm going to do is click on that serving, take it down to 1 gram, and then in the serving size I'm going to make sure I put in 175 there, because if you don't enter the right amount you're going to find that you are missing those calorie and macro goals, or it's wholly underestimating or overestimating them. So then just click that arrow and then that's just going to add your food. I'm going to add that again, and you can do that with all of your meals. So I'm going to scan the barcode and I'm going to go over to my rice, which you can see is 250 grams, and it's saying serving size here 125 grams. So it's estimating that I'm eating half a pack. If that's correct, you could just go ahead and click 1 and click OK. If you only had a quarter of the pack, then you're just going to go into there and put 0.5. So it's 0.5 of a serving, not 0.5 of a pack. What I'm putting in there is 0.5 of 125 grams. Click that arrow and that's added that into my dinner. I'm then going to click add food. Now I haven't got a barcode if I'm eating broccoli or asparagus with it. So I go into the top where it says search foods and I'm just going to put in there broccoli. Fresh broccoli, there you go, and it says 50 grams. So if I keep searching, let's say tender stem broccoli, let's see if it's got that for me. Or even stem of broccoli. There you go. So you've got tender stem broccoli, 50 grams. So you just click on that. You don't need to weigh it out. So when you actually look at the packet of broccoli and it's gonna, if it's a 100-gram packet and you had half of it, then you know you've had 50 grams. So you're just gonna click that and just enter, and then the same, you can just go in and type asparagus. 4 spears. Okay, so 1 spear, and so I've had this before, so 1 spear, 1 medium spear, and then in the serving size, whether you had 4 or 5, you're just going to enter that and click the arrow. Okay, and then make sure you click the plus button to add it to your meal. Click the back arrow and then you're going to be able to see there that in the dinner it's got chicken breast, rice, broccoli and asparagus. Now I've added that twice. If you do, don't worry, you literally just pull it to the right and it's just going to delete that for you. So if you add something twice or by mistake, you just drag it to the right, drag it to the left, and on the right hand side delete will come up. So you can see now that that is my dinner and it's giving me a calorie of 399 for my dinner. The 3 little dots at the bottom, if you click on that, you can then click save meal. So I would save that because that's something that I eat very often. You can take a photo of it if you want, but underneath that you'll see where it says name your meal. So I'm just going to write chicken, rice, broccoli, and asparagus, and then click done. And then at the top right, you'll just see it says save. So just make sure that you save that meal, and then that's going to be saved into your My Meals for future. Okay. Meal created. It's been added to your saved. Brilliant. All right. Okay. The second way that you can add and track your food is in the lunch, perhaps click add food. What you can do then is if you go into My Foods, or if you go into My Meals, sorry, if you go into My Meals, you'll see you've got create a meal, or you've got copy previous meal. So I very often have the same lunch. So I'm going to click copy previous meal. And in the date section here, you can just see that the lunch from the 28th of December, that was the last time I logged it. And it was chicken breast, hummus, and a large mixed salad. So you would just click in the top right hand corner, click that arrow, and it's just going to copy it from a previous meal. Okay, so then when you go back, you can see that it's added it in my lunch. The third way that you can track your food is if you click add food. Again, you're going to go to My Meals, and remember we saved that chicken breast, asparagus and broccoli meal. I save most of the meals that I eat on a regular basis. So I'm going to click on that banana, eggs, pancake, which is one of my favorites. You just click the plus there, and then you click the arrow, the little tick in the top right hand corner. And then when you go back to your breakfast, you can see that it's added all of the ingredients there. So the best thing to do is to start logging your food. And if it's something that you eat on a regular basis, always make sure you click those little three dots in the bottom right and click save meal. You'll also see when you click those three little dots, it gives you the option to copy to or to copy from a date. So if I'm going to have that again tomorrow, I would literally just click copy to date and put in breakfast tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You know, if you eat something every day, you can just copy it across the whole week, and then that's done. That literally takes you seconds to do. When you've tracked all of your breakfasts, your lunches, your dinners, however you go about doing it, you're going to click complete diary at the bottom there and click complete diary. Okay. So you can ignore this, because if it was that easy, we'd all be doing it. It's giving you an estimate of when you're going to lose weight. I would just click out of that. But what you really want to do is start to click on the nutrition in the bottom left hand corner. And you can see there that I had 137 grams of my goal 90 grams protein. So I was over. I'm not too worried about that. I was under on my carbohydrates. My fibre looked good. My sugar looked acceptable. My fat was fine. And my saturated fat is nice and low. So you can just scroll down there. My cholesterol looked a little bit over my 300 micrograms that I was aiming for. Not sure what that would have been. Oh, it would literally just have been the egg that was in the banana pancake probably. So yeah, I'm not too worried about that. But at the top, you've got nutrients, macros, and calories. So if you go over to your calories, it's going to show you where you ate the most. So my biggest meal was my breakfast. Second meal that was largest was my dinner, and my lunch was quite similar. You can also click on macros, and again, it's going to give you your breakdown. So my carbohydrates was 34%, but remember we set that goal at 55. My fat was 30%, and we set the goal at 25, so I probably need to decrease my fat slightly. And my protein was 36, and I set my goal at 20. So if you keep an eye on these macro splits as you're eating, and you're trying to get this pie to look perfectly in line with your goals. Okay, if you can't do it, that's when you need to go back and you need to reassess, you know, are your goals realistic? Do they need to be adjusted a little bit? Or more often than not, do you need to adjust the food that you're eating? Now, the more you track your food, the more you're going to start to understand how to hit those macro goals. And a lot of the time we think that we're eating right, but it's not until we start tracking it that we really understand it. So that's it. That is how to track your food in MyFitnessPal.